I kind of stopped wanting to dream like a year ago, or it's probably been more, like a year and a half or somewhere around there. Because basically, ever since I found out like how to remember dreams, I kind of, you get into the habit of remembering your dreams, and then you kind of think about them as soon as you wake up and like throughout the morning, and then at a couple different instances throughout the afternoon, especially if you have like 4-part dreams, which is like, I know other people have them as well, but I don't think everyone dreams like that. But like my dreams, for example, they're like these 4-part dreams. Not always, but a lot of the times. And they're like these giant adventures in whatever universe, in a different universe. And they're like these 4-part adventures that are somehow connected, maybe loosely, maybe well connected, but they're just like 4 different situation events. And then they all are built on this like massive world, massive universe. So it naturally gets me thinking a lot, when I have them. Sometimes dreams kind of test you, it feels like. It tests your like decision making or values or the way you think or the way you're doing things. They kind of keep you in check in a way, I feel. But the problem was, once I started remembering my dreams, aka I started dreaming kind of frequently, every day or so. I don't know how frequently, but like kind of often, like 70% of the time. And even though I could remember them, I later on realized that like I kind of thought about them too much, or like spent too much time thinking about the dreams. And at the end of the day, you don't really know if there's a point to them or not. A lot of them feel kind of pointless, but you kind of like wonder if they're trying to, if your subconscious is trying to tell you something. But what I basically just thought was that I was thinking about them too much, so I was spending too much time thinking, and that it would be better if I would just think about what's happening during the day, in the present, rather than think about some hypothetical dream, which I feel like some of them are useful or good to have or nice, but even the ones that are nice, I say useful by the way, meaning like they test you, and they test you well enough where you're like, oh shit, maybe I should change this one way I do things, right? But then those are very like rare, like they don't come often. And the other part is like you have to like decipher what your subconscious is trying to tell you. So those dreams that test you, and then you like come up with like a realization, they're very, very rare. Usually you have a nice dream, a bad dream, or a useless dream. And even the nice ones are kind of useless too, even if they're nice to remember. Because at the end of the day, like, you're thinking about things that didn't happen, that never happened, and were just in your imagination. So thinking about them or like remembering them and liking those memories doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there, put this out there because I I feel like dreams are kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, like remembering them or not remembering, that kind of thing. If you get into the habit of remembering dreams, you might like they might take up and have time and like have you spent time thinking about them too much, where they like where you're not focused on your current day, or like you okay. You can be focused on your current day, but it's just like they take up time that they should that is like they just take up time on something that's completely imaginary, basically. And yeah, that's why I stopped wanting to dream. So, just like how I got in the habit of remembering dreams as soon as I woke up, I got into the habit of trying my hardest not to remember dreams as soon as I woke up. And I did that um, just by like trying to ignore the memory of the dreams, so I would wake up, and even if I didn't try to remember it, my brain like automatically was already used to remembering the dreams. So I would try and just ignore the memories so that I don't actually recall them. And then, try to make that a habit of like every day, just like ignoring it, not trying to think about it as soon as I woke up. And then eventually I just kind of started dreaming less and less. And then, yeah, now it's kind of rare. Still happens every now and then, but it's like I don't even think about them. Like as soon as I wake up, I'm like, yeah, let me not think about this. Like I have like sometimes I have like a bit of a flash of what the dream was, and then I'm like, hey, I don't want to spend I don't want to spend any time thinking about this dream. I don't want to waste time thinking about it. And yeah. So I would just say just be careful with this dreaming, with dreaming, because it feels like, or at least for me, it felt like it could hurt me just as much as I could enjoy them.